In this video lecture, we will review reasons why people choose to follow a vegetarian diet, as well as the benefits and potential challenges of vegetarian diets. There are a variety of reasons people choose a vegetarian diet, and there are many different types of vegetarians. While estimates vary, about 4 to 5% of the population reports following a vegetarian diet, and as many as 12% of college students consider themselves vegetarians. Reasons cited for following a vegetarian diet include health reasons, which we will review in the next slide, as well as ethical reasons, such as the treatment of animals, and religious beliefs about the consumption of animal products. People who follow a vegetarian diet can meet all their nutrient needs, assuming the diet is well planned. So let's go back to some of the health benefits of vegetarian diets. Plant foods do not contain cholesterol, trans fats, and are typically low in saturated fats. All of these factors can lead to better heart health. Plant foods contain mono and polyunsaturated fats, which are both recommended over saturated fats. Nuts, for example, are a good source of monounsaturated fats, which can keep cholesterol levels low. Beans, whole grains, seeds, fruit, and vegetables are all good sources of fiber, which may positively impact cholesterol levels and digestive health. Plant-based foods tend to be high in phytochemicals. These have heart protective compounds and potential cancer prevention benefits, as well as vitamins and minerals, all components of a healthy diet. Vegetarian diets come in different forms. The most strict type is a vegan diet, which excludes all animal flesh, as well as products derived from animals, such as dairy products, eggs, and honey. Fruitarians eat mostly fruit, nuts, honey, and vegetable oils. Lacto-vegetarians exclude animal flesh and eggs, but consume dairy products, while lacto-ovo-vegetarians consume plant foods as well as both dairy and eggs. Improperly planned vegetarian diets can put children at risk for nutrient deficiencies, including iron, vitamin B12, vitamin D, and calcium if omitting dairy products. It is therefore important to include foods that naturally contain these vitamins and minerals, or to include fortified foods to meet children's needs. The stricter form of vegetarianism is a vegan diet. Vitamin B12 is only found in animal products, so a B12 fortified food source is important. Nutritional yeast is often fortified in vitamin B12 and can be sprinkled on popcorn or used in place of cheese flavor for some dishes. Iron is well absorbed from animal sources in its heme form, such as in red meat. Green leafy vegetables are good sources of iron, but this non-heme iron is not as available to the body. Consuming vitamin C-rich foods along with plant sources of iron will increase the absorption of non-heme iron. Other sources of iron include whole grains, cereals, dried fruit, and nuts, as well as legumes. Cooking in cast iron pots and skillets is also a way to add iron to the diet. Zinc is also found in whole grains, cereals, nuts, and legumes. However, a substance called phytic acid, present in those foods, limits the absorption of zinc. Bread leavening during the rising of the dough decreases phytic acid action, so zinc from leavened bread is better absorbed. When dairy products such as milk, yogurt, and cheeses are excluded, calcium needs to be consumed from other sources. These include green leafy vegetables, calcium-fortified foods and drinks such as tofu or non-dairy beverages, and orange juice that is fortified with calcium. Omega-3 fats are present in fish and fish oils, but are also available in canola oil, soybean oil, algae, flax seeds or flax oil, and walnuts. While protein is not typically a concern for those following a well-planned vegetarian diet and even a vegan diet, it is important to consider the type of protein consumed. Animal protein typically contains all 9 essential amino acids. Plant sources of protein usually have low amounts of one or more of these essential amino acids. Soy and quinoa are exceptions to this, as both of these plant-based protein sources contain all 9 essential amino acids in sufficient amounts. So while we can satisfy our essential amino acid needs with just one source of animal protein, it takes a more varied intake of plant protein sources to accomplish the same. Consuming complementary proteins helps ensure adequate intake of all essential amino acids. Let's look at the practice of combining different types of proteins. We know that grains tend to be lower in the essential amino acid lysine, and that legumes can be low in methionine. When a protein source is low in an essential amino acid, we call this amino acid the limiting amino acid. This is due to the all or none principle in protein synthesis, meaning that to build a protein, all essential amino acids need to be present in sufficient amounts, otherwise protein synthesis stops. Getting back to the practice of complementary proteins, rice, which is low in lysine, and beans, low in methionine, can be combined in the diet to supply the body enough of both lysine and methionine for protein synthesis in the body to occur. While these foods go well together in a meal, they do not need to be consumed together at the same time in the same meal. Whether or not you choose a vegetarian diet, it is easy to increase your intake of plant-based foods. There are a variety of different veggie burgers available on the market and many recipes on the internet. Replacing red meat with a veggie burger can lower your intake of saturated fats. Seeds and nuts add a pleasant crunch to salads and also make for a good snack. The same goes for soy nuts and edamame, which is just a soybean, and it's good on its own, sprinkled with a little salt, or in a mixed dish like a stir fry. Peanut butter makes for a great bagel spread, but there are many other nut butters on the market as alternatives to peanut butter, such as almond or walnut butter, and even seed butters for those with nut allergies. Beans can replace meat in a taco, and grains such as bulgur or cracked wheat are also a good substitute for ground meat. Finally, there are plenty of soy or other non-dairy beverages fortified in calcium to replace milk or dairy products. Just keep an eye on the sugar content and other nutrients that may be low, such as protein in almond milk. We'll end with this slide for you to examine. It provides suggestions for MyPlate servings of different food groups for both lacto-vegetarian and vegan diets.